Welcome everybody. Welcome to our live stream for Christian McBride's World at Sea. We are excited to be talking about this cruise. We have an amazing group of people here who are going to tell you everything that you wanted to know about the cruise. I am Michael Lazaroff from A Signature Cruise Experiences. We are the producer of the cruise, and I am the 25-year plus executive director of the company. I say that because we've been doing cruises for that long, and I cannot remember being so excited about a cruise as I am this one with Christian. Partly because it's Christian, but also because it is Christian's amazing group of musicians and friends and colleagues. To get us started, I'm going to introduce a person who's going to be our host for this event and for the cruise, SXM's Real Jazz, Mark Ruffin, who has sailed with us many times before, great friend of Christian McBride, and probably one of the smartest jazz guys walking earth. Mark is in Abu Dhabi. Mark, how are you doing out there? Pretty hot.
I'm really good, Mike. It's hot here in a different kind of way that it's going to be hot on that cruise with Christian.
You got it.
As Mike said, I've hosted a few of these cruises, did introductions to acts and interviews. I love doing interviews, and I've worked with Christian with his show, The Lowdown, Conversations with Christian on Sirius XM for many, many years. We have great chemistry, but Christian, of course, has great chemistry with just about everybody. Before we go on, I want to let you know that you can submit questions via the Q&A button at the bottom of the screen. We'll answer as many as possible on this live stream. And if we don't get to your question, we will reach out to you afterwards. Okay. Christian, let's talk about that cruise. McBride's World at Sea sails in the Caribbean, January 20th through the 27th. What's up, bud?
Mark Ruffin, my main man. It's great to see you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for doing this. And it's very special thanks to Michael Lazaroff and all of the team for giving me an opportunity to have McBride's World at Sea. I'm really, really looking forward to this. This is an unbelievable opportunity.
It's going to be a lot of fun, Christian, that is for sure. And how about your bands? You got different folks with you. You got quite a bit planned for the cruise. You bringing all your bands?
Almost. I'm bringing 4 of my groups. I'm bringing my big band, which I'm always excited to play with. I don't get a chance to play with my big band very often because, you know, it's when you got a group of 17, 18 people, you don't get an opportunity to, you know, get a lot of bookings, you know. But I'm excited to bring the big band. I'm excited to bring my quintet Inside Straight. I'm excited to bring the Remembering Ray Brown trio with Benny Green and Greg Hutchinson, the great Benny Green and the great Greg Hutchinson, and my new group, Ursa Major. So those will be the 4 groups that I'm bringing. I'm really, really excited.
Well, speaking of Inside Straight, you know I love them. 2 of the members are here, Carl Allen and Warren Wolf from Inside Straight. Hey, guys, how are you?
Great. How are you?
We're my guys. There they go. Don't give that sucker no statue. Give him guts. You know,
and if
folks,
anybody, I was going to say, if anybody don't know Christian, you're going to be laughing like this through the whole cruise. So know that, right? You also have your newest band, folks from your newest band. They're here too. Is
that's
that right?
Ursa
Major?
I see Savannah Harris and Mike King are here as well. Here they come.
Yeah.
I hear a drum roll. I feel a drum roll.
Hey.
Ooh, there she is.
Hey.
Great to see all of you.
Oakland, California in the house.
Represented always.
And where's 312? There he is.
773. Give it to him, Mike. It's 773, right?
Excuse me.
Yep. That's right.
I'm really excited to see my friends, and I'm so glad we're going to get a chance to play together. You know, I think out of this group, I've known Carl Allen the longest. You know, Carl, in 2027, are you ready for this?
No. What?
We will have known each other for 40 years.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
That doesn't feel right.
That's crazy.
Because we're still in our 40s, right?
That's right. That's right. Well, you know, you can speak for yourself. I just had a birthday last week. I just turned 30. So
But yeah, Carl is my man. Warren is my man. Savannah and I have been playing together pretty regularly now for the last 3 years. And I just love our rhythm together. And the same with Mike King. It's just the 4 of my favorite musicians and 4 of my favorite people.
Hey man, I've been asking you for years to put a band together like Ursa Major. I'm so glad you finally did it.
Well, I had one like that, but I don't know where you were back then.
Oh, yeah, right. CMB, right. Well, this one's going to be aboard McBride's World at Sea, so I'm excited to see them. And
I'm gonna just tell you, we got Samara Joy who's going to join us on the cruise. Yeah, that we got really fortunate with that one. Samara's going to be joining us, and I mean, you know what? Cecile, Letticy, Angelique, Melissa, Jose, Samara. Woo! Do we have vocalists?
Whole lot
Good
of singing.
gracious!
we have vocalists, and many of them going to perform with the big band. I've heard Melissa with the big band, and I know a few of these other folks have intimate connections with you in that big band. Is that right?
Yeah, you know, I really, really enjoy playing with my big band. I really enjoy arranging and orchestrating, and this new big band record, I can't tell you all about it yet, but I can tell you that I have new big band recording coming out in August. And one of the reasons why this next big band record is what it is because over the last 13 years, I've just been writing a lot for different vocalists for various events, different shows where I've MD'd, I've been musical director. And one day I looked up and I had all of these arrangements I had written for all of these singers. And I said, well, I need to record some of these things. And so that's a little scope into what the next big band record is going to be.
But we're going to see a little bit on the cruise too, right?
You're gonna see a little bit of it on the cruise as well. Now I've been ordered by my management team not to spill all the beans, but you know, you got a little half of a bean now. So
one of my favorite memories of the cruises that I've been on is seeing Jose do Bill Withers, man. And Jose is an amazing talent, right?
Where's Jose? Let's bring the 612 in here. I got a weird thing with area codes. He's from Minneapolis.
Area.
Brother Jose.
Live and direct, brother Christian. Man.
I'm so happy to see you, man.
Oh man, it's always a pleasure. I'm so excited about this lineup, this cruise. It's a dream come true. You know, like I'm a fan of every single person aboard and yourself. So I'm just going to be running from show to show in between my sets, watching you all and being like, oh man, you know, let us see. Come on, man. What?
That's one of the great things about the cruises, going from show to show. And, you know, one of the shows we're going to have is Christian McBride's great radio show, The Lowdown, Conversations with Christian. Anything else special, Christian, you may want to talk about?
Yes. Well, actually, before I talk about the next special thing, I want to bring Melissa in here as well, because if we're going to, hey, Peter Martin just checked in. I thought you wasn't coming, brother. Oh, bring Peter up in there. Bring Peter and Melissa in there.
There they are.
There's Melissa Walker. What's happening, darling?
Doing well, doing well. So good to see everyone. Jose,
Pedro Martinez, there he is.
you.
You
Alonzo, man, Christian Sands on here. Got the whole band inside straight. Oh man, that feels good. You know, you only get this nowadays unless you're on that floating festival. I think is, right? You know, you're passing people by. I think that's what I love most about the cruise. It's that, it's going to get that soft ice cream late at night, maybe that late pizza. Everybody's got some Jones that they got to get to, besides the music. And then of course, you got to go hear your comedy. And there you go.
Well,
There's
wait,
never a seat.
don't jump the gun on that yet.
And I should mention that one of the great things about the cruise is getting to know the musicians. When Christian and I do the Lowdown conversations with Christian, it's another way to get to know them, and the passengers are a big part of that. In fact, Christian, I think the shows you've done on the cruises have a lot more energy than the shows we've done in other places.
Oh, sure.
Why is that?
Well, because we have a much bigger audience, and
They're drunk.
I mention all the time that when we do the Lowdown conversations with Christian, on the ground here in New York, it's very difficult because everybody's road schedule is so intense. It's really hard to lock people in. But on the cruise, everybody's right there, and most of I would say the bulk of the Lowdown shows from the last 6 or 7 years have been from the cruise,
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to doing some more. It's always a thrill to have conversations with my friends in front of the great enthusiastic audiences of these cruises.
Any other special programming?
Well, as you well know, Brother Mark, and all of my friends, I love comedy. Probably the most the scariest thing I've ever done in my life was went to open mic at a comedy club one night years ago. I told Melissa to have the house packed just in case. But I've been a huge fan of how comedians and jazz musicians have connected through the years. Before there were comedy clubs, most comedians cut their teeth opening for jazz musicians. That's why people like Richard Pryor and Flip Wilson and Red Fox, they were all super tight with jazz musicians. So I'm excited to bring, first of all, Alonzo Bowden, he's the man when it comes to all of these cruises. He's a dear friend of the jazz community. I love him dearly. And we also have, I don't know if he's here, I'm really excited to bring the legendary George Wallace onto the cruise as well. So what's up, Zoe?
What's up, man? I just want to tell you, George let me know he's far too big a name to be wasting time with you in the middle of his afternoon. So he sent me to represent. Yes, I'm looking forward to this cruise. Warren Wolf and I will be taking a brief break from our NFL careers to actually cruise with you because everyone asks, what team do we play for? So Warren and I will be there. And to all the fans who we did this with the roast and people know who you are. Some people don't. And some people are like, why does Christian have so many bands? Because he can't keep a job. That's actually what the problem is. Christian will be in a band and the band will look around and say, where's Christian? Oh, he's working with another band. The man has 15 jobs going on and he's bringing them all to the cruise. This is the first time a lot of these musicians are actually going to meet each other. They didn't know that they were all in Christian's bands. As a matter of fact, I know 2 or 3 musicians who are in Christian's bands who don't know that they're in Christian's bands. They just got a flyer and they're showing up for the cruise. They thought they were just going on a free trip and found out they are now in a band. So yeah, there will be 27 bands under the name Christian. Little known fact, I'm in 2 of them. I'm in 2 Christian McBride bands and I don't even play music. That's how many bands he has and they will all be on the cruise. I don't even know if there's room for passengers with all the Christian McBride bands. If you're a passenger, you might want to get in line now because there'll be 3 new bands by the end of the year. And that's going to be 27 more musicians coming on. Hey, has anyone else sat around and bragged about how many Grammys they won? How about a little humility there, Christian? I'm 3 for 3 on Grammys. Really? How are your Sixers doing in the NBA playoffs? Oh, never mind. You're just watching.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got a Super Bowl ring to stare at later. Sorry about that.
Yeah. By the way, did you play in that band at the Super Bowl? I don't think so, but Lettucey did. Yeah, she was there. You weren't, so stop it.
Lettucey's on the cruise.
I know Lettucey's going to be on the cruise. Lettucey is one of the 3 musicians on the cruise not in a Christian McBride band. That's as we sail out. By the time we
that
get
you
back,
know of.
let us see, we'll be in one of Christian McBride's many bands.
And you do realize what else is going to happen. I'm just going to do this one thing. You already know what I'm getting at.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We will have a contest. Will the real Christian McBride please stand up? It is a very common contest. I don't.
That's another great thing about the cruises, the game show takeoffs that we do. They're amazing. It's so funny. Are we doing any of those?
Yeah,
Anybody
but
can
see,
answer that?
We are.
Will the real Christian McBride please stand up game? That's always unscripted. I think Carl might be in there too. You take your glasses off, you know, there's going to be like 5 people getting walked up to saying, Christian, I loved your show. Alonzo, I loved your show.
I think we may have, believe it or not, Mark, we may have a band feud. Now, as many know, we do a takeoff of Family Feud. It's called the Band Feud. And on this cruise, we're going to have a band feud. We're actually going to have a Christian McBride band versus a Christian McBride band, believe it or not. Yeah, it'll be a little infighting going on.
You know, I love the chemistry between you two guys, but when you're together, it's combustible. Okay, truly.
You know, one of the greatest nights of my life was on my 50th birthday a few years back when Alonzo was the roast master at my celebrity roast. We did a fundraiser for NJ Pack and Jazz House Kids. And when you can say you've been roasted by Alonzo Bowden and George Wallace, man, you've been somewhere.
It was fantastic. And Mark, as you know, I'm a huge fan of jazz and all the musicians on here. The improv and creativity, I think that's what jazz musicians and comics have in common. We love being in the moment and just going with it and going wherever it goes. The Christian McBride roast was fantastic and very unique in the history of roasts, where you had to explain to each comedian who the hell we were roasting. Because Christian McBride, who that? And I said, the guy with 27 bands. And they said, oh, I know that guy. And then we continued to roast from there. So, and rumor has it George Wallace will be bringing some mama jokes. So you might want to be ready for that.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Can we just let Alonzo do a set right now?
He just did one.
No, he just roasted you. He didn't do a set, okay?
We're going to have a great time. You know, I always look forward to it. Melissa, what you said is true. The late night hang is always fun, and you never know who you're going to run into when you're hanging out late at night, whether it be up at the buffet level or wandering the late night shows, because I know there are going to be some late night shows. And one of the great things on the cruise, again, it's some of these shows turn into jam sessions, right? Musicians just show up and they're playing with another musician and they're jamming, and something happens that you're never going to see, you're never going to hear anywhere else. So we're all looking forward to that. And actually, I'm looking forward to the band without Christian McBride. That's the show I'm looking forward to. There's somewhere on the ship, there will be one show that does not feature Christian McBride, and you better believe I'm going to be there applauding as loud as possible. That's right. Yeah, Christian, maybe it's not, well, I was going to say it's not all about you, but then again, your name's on the cruise. So yeah, I guess this is actually all about you. I stand corrected. I will admit when I'm wrong, and we got to say, Christian, this one's all about you.
You know, you brought up a point about camaraderie between the musicians. I love the musicians finally getting to hang after just seeing each other for a few minutes, but I also love that the passengers get to see another side of the musicians. Very, very cool thing. I mean, am I right, Christian? You guys feel so comfortable you finally get to hang out and see each other?
Well, listen, these, you know, the jazz community is such a tightly knit family. That's one of the great things about going to festivals. But, you know, even at a festival, you only get to see each other that one night or whatever it is. And then you all go to your next gig the next day. This is like a family picnic for a whole week, you know? So getting to be around all of the people that we love and people that we work with, you know, so many great memories I've had of past cruises, of seeing one of the most remarkable drum clinics, just an accidental drum clinic that happened between Kenny Washington and Greg Hutchinson, and Savannah was there in the room. And just watching K-Wash and Greg go through these drums. I'm not a drummer, but I was absolutely fascinated by how this, impromptu drum clinic happened. And there's always stuff like that going on. So audience members, the passengers, they get a lot more than just some concerts.
That's right. That's right. And I want to go off script just a little bit, because all these great musicians are here, and I'm sure they've had experiences on cruises. I would like to hear Christian Sands, don't turn away now. You knew I was coming to you. I would like to hear maybe a memory that you have of the cruise, a favorite memory.
What's up, dude?
Man, what's going on? Good to see everybody. What I will say, one of my favorite memories of just being on a cruise, my first jazz cruise, was with the legendary late great Freddie Cole. And I remember it was late at night. Everyone has gone to bed, and so I decided to go out and try to find a piano somewhere to practice on. Work on some ballad playing or something like that. And I went upstairs. I remember I went up, and who was there was Etienne Charles, Benny Green, Freddie Cole, and there was somebody, Buster Williams was there as well. Yeah, and they're all sitting around just having a good conversation, just talking about music. And so Freddie decides to get on the piano and just starts playing this music and starts singing, right? And that classic sound that he always had. And explaining, the lyrics of some of these songs that he would sing, right? So it was just an amazing experience to see and to hear these guys just talk about music, to be a fly on the wall, for them to ask me, hey, what'd you think of that tune there? Or let me teach you this, right? So that's what the wonderful thing about jazz cruises is that no matter what time of day, there's always something to learn. There's always something to be around. There's always some energy that is being exchanged. So I'm excited to be on this one to see what's going to happen.
And any passenger who could have been there, they just could have been a fly on the wall, just like you. Is that right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, Melissa said it first, just late at night, gonna go get some soft serve ice cream, and just happened to see, somebody practicing or somebody, getting to their thing. So, it's a wonderful, wonderful experience.
Another great memory I have is Jose James doing Bill Withers music with Bill Withers' daughter in the house. Jose, do you have any special memories of the cruise?
What was wild about that, Mark? I didn't even know she was on the cruise. And so she just showed up and said, hey, I'm here. I was like, what would we have to sing? So then the rumor started throughout the whole cruise, like, oh, Bill Withers' daughter's there. And I'm getting a tear just remembering that night singing, with her, with his fans, and our fans. That was absolutely beautiful, man. I mean, and that's one of the smaller things that has happened on these cruises, to be honest. Like, you never know who's going to be there. You never know who's going to show up and just hang. I saw Chick Corea do a master class and decide to stop talking and just start playing because he felt like it. And he played for like 20 minutes, solo piano. And we were all like, wow. So, you never know. But to me, the most fun stuff is just walking around, seeing all my heroes and friends, and because I'm a fan, so I'm always like, hey, trying to meet people and just express that joy. Like Christian said, we don't have a chance to really connect and see each other as often as we'd like to. So this is really going to be an opportunity to just, see people sing, see people perform, shake hands afterwards, because we're fans too. It's a big family.
Hey, Mark, one of my favorite memories was coming on the cruise one year, and we saw Kenny Barron, and I looked at the schedule and said, wait, I didn't think Kenny Barron was on here. I said, Mr. Barron, what are you doing here? Who are you playing with? He said, I'm not playing with anybody. I'm just hanging. So it's like the great Kenny Barron just decided to come on the cruise. I was like, there's no way in the world you're going to be able to get through this whole week and not be pulled on stage with somebody. And I think he managed to just have a really great week with his wife on the cruise. And that was wonderful to see. Just Kenny Barron enjoying a week off.
Yeah, it's also
Wow.
great to see the jazz legends just in swimming shorts, every day. Something about seeing that. You're like, yeah, all right. This is
Just had to
cool.
make it weird, didn't you, Christian? Had to make it
Yeah,
weird.
I
We were
had
just
to
having a
interject
great
that way.
moment. I'm going to jump in and say one of my favorite moments, Christian, was you and Marcus Miller, with you playing electric bass and him playing acoustic. And that is something that will not be seen or heard too often, I imagine. That was really cool.
That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It
We're going
felt
to have a lot of fun.
sacrilegious. Like, why am I holding an electric bass next to Marcus Miller?
Because you be bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I love that you call Peter Martin, Pedro Martinez. Is that
Pedro Martinez. That's his baseball name.
Peter Martin? Any cruises? Any memories?
Well, first of all, Christian calls me Pedro Martinez because that's his the pitcher on his favorite baseball team of all time. That's
There he is.
Yeah, actually, this is good. Alonzo's right. I'm looking around to figure out which band of Christians I'm going to be in. See, this is good. This is educational for me. He's right. Well, this last year it was really fun talking about what Christian said. What's up, Christian Sands? About jazz musicians in their bathing suits. I was in the hot tub with Sullivan's mom and dad for
Wait a minute now.
3 hours talking. And, I've known Sullivan since he was like 13 years old, and his parents. And so we're in there talking about the old days in New Orleans and when Sullivan first started playing. And at a certain point, after a couple of hours, Sullivan kind of walked in and saw all of us in the thing. And then he kind of went back into being a little kid again, seeing his parents talk with his old teacher and stuff. So it's just a great time to connect. And, I remember the Kenny Barron, I was there as well. That was a really beautiful thing, because I was like, wow. So you could get to the point where you could just come on the cruise for fun and then play if you want to. Like, that's the ultimate level. Get to the Kenny Barron level. So what's up, Mark? What's up, Alonzo?
What's up, Peter? How you doing?
What's up, Peter?
Hey, Warren Wolf, are you driving?
Yes, I am.
Hey, man. You breaking the law in the live chat? Come on, dude.
I'm safe. I'm okay.
No, he's in Baltimore. It's cool.
I'm looking forward to the cruise, though. Are we having a game night? Sports trivia? Did we talk about that?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that and anybody want to get fit, y'all come see me on the cruise. I'll be in the gym on the 12th floor.
Exactly. I like how that gym is really busy the first few days, all day long. And then as the days go, fewer and fewer people are going to the gym. They finally just say, okay, forget it. I'm going to drink and eat and have everything I want. I'm going to enjoy that dessert bar, and I'll get back to the gym after. I bet, Michael, they do have some numbers, because it's tight
Melissa.
at the top.
Melissa, the dirty trick is that the gym and the buffet are on the same deck. So every time you get off the elevator, you have a decision to make. You see, am I headed to the gym,
Right or left?
or am I headed to the food? And as I've always said, the gym is crowded on the first day. By the third day, the gym is yours. Enjoy yourself, have a great time. It might get a little crowded early morning on formal night as we try to get back down to fit the clothes we packed. But other than that, the gym is pretty much yours.
Hey, and then Alonzo, I guess it's like you're in the gym or you're dining, and then when you give up on the gym, you're like, I'm doing the spa, because that's in between there, right?
Right in the middle,
Just
exactly.
like, okay,
Exactly.
all right, I'm gonna go, I won't work out, I'm gonna go get worked out. Yeah, there's so many elements of the cruise that are truly incredible. The performances, that you can go and hear music literally just throughout the day. One group, and if you miss them on one night, I don't know, Michael, you can kind of catch them again a couple of times, right? I think that's what's so remarkable. And if you really love one of the groups, you want to see it again, you can see another show.
Mhm. I just saw one of the participant people watching the chat say that one of their best memories was watching you, Christian, play with your father.
Hey,
Uh,
yeah.
that must have been nice. And we will be taking questions too from
Yeah.
the audience. Is that right, Michael?
Well, they're in
Yeah.
there.
Louis, are you ready now?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Okay, give us a question.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, a good place to start would be what motivated you to do a cruise? And this is a good one too. How's this going to be different from your shows on the road?
Yeah, good.
Well, I'll answer the first question first. After doing the jazz cruise for many, many years and doing the Blue Note at Sea cruise and some various cruises, Michael, who's always been a good friend, not just of the entire jazz community, but with me and Melissa personally, he said, how would you feel about doing your own cruise? And, I'm not used to anyone ever saying, we want all of your bands. We want you. I want your world to be on this cruise. No one's ever said that to me. So that was the inspiration behind this. And that's one of the reasons why I thank Michael for having so much trust and faith in that my world, so to speak, will draw some fans and create some excitement. How will it be different than my road shows? I don't necessarily know that it will be. It will just be on a ship instead of a concert hall.
Well, the difference, Christian's absolutely right. The reason that we wanted to do this with him is because he does have so many facets. And you can see Inside Straight, you go someplace, you can see Ursa Major, but to see them all in one spot where all other musicians are, to see the different styles and talents and a big band and small groups and Inside Straight and a Remembering Ray Brown, to see all that at one time, I just think is a treat. It is a treat for all jazz fans, because when Christian goes on the road, he has to go on the road with a group for a period of time, and so the other groups are off to the side for the moment. But here you're going to get them all. It's like a poo-poo platter of Christian McBride music over 7 days. And I just think that's, if that's not cool, then I don't know what is. And then when you put on top of it all of these vocalists who love him, are on the cruise because it's him, not because of anything else. It's because it's him. It's going to be terrific. I don't know whether all of our guests fully appreciate Christian McBride's position in the world of jazz. He's at the epicenter. He is the epicenter. And so that was the other reason that I wanted we wanted to do this cruise, is because this is a guy who speaks for jazz like nobody else speaks for jazz. And so we've been doing this for 25 years. We've been doing jazz cruises for 25 years. If my mother saw this Zoom call, she wouldn't believe that our first marketing was a mimeograph machine. And then we sent it out. But it's all about the music, and nobody presents the music like he does. So that's why we're doing the cruise. Pretty simple.
Got another good question. Will passengers get to attend the Lowdown? I think that's a good question.
Oh, sure.
Absolutely.
And like you said, some of the best episodes were filmed on our cruises. This is a good one too. For jazz cruise passengers, people who've sailed with us before, can you outline what kind of differences we can expect on this cruise versus some of our other programs?
Well, it really depends upon which of our programs you have been on. we do cruises two different ways. One is festival style, and then one is a main show style. And this one is going to be main show style. We're going to have tons and tons of music, but you'll be able to focus on a main show every night, and there'll be shows before, there'll be shows afterwards. So it's unlike the jazz cruise, it is a little bit less of a jazz club feel and more of a performing arts center presentations. The production levels will be higher. There are going to be more vocals before than otherwise. But one of the differences, I mean, we always have great talent. We always have great talent. But I went through the lineup the other day. I mean, this one's ridiculous. I mean, there are more top flight musicians on this cruise than any cruise that we've ever done. And so that'll be different. The richness of every single performance will be very obvious.
I'd like to say that there's a couple of differences I want to point out, and they revolve around Mr. McBride. One, you're going to get full-throated Christian McBride 24/7, which is something in itself. And also, I've seen this happen. Christian has the ability to make everybody feel like he's your best friend, and that is a good reason. That's gonna be different for this cruise, I think.
It's a really good point. You're gonna be happy. You're going to enjoy yourself, and you're going to be happy no matter what is crazy doing at that time. You're gonna have 7 days of just feeling good about the world, feeling good about music, and feeling good about being with your fellow passengers. That is the one thing which I want to say, that the musicians it is almost like going to camp for them. They get to see each other and things like that. But for the audience, you're going to be on a cruise with people who are there for the same reason you are, which is an amazing thing. You have instant friendships because you have something in common. There is such a loving feeling among the guests. They feel a community, great respect for each other, for the musicians and things like that. It's 7 days it isn't like the rest of the world. It's 7 days of, pure enjoyment. So you don't want to miss that.
I want to add to what Michael just said. You make friends for life. Every cruise I've ever been on, Michael, I have a friend that I still connect with. You make friends for life, and there's a cruise community. I've been in places, not on land, where there are a bunch of folks who've gotten together on the cruise and decide to do something else in the jazz world together. You're going to make friends for life.
Yeah, it's some of our guests only see each other every year on the cruise, but some of them have developed relationships beyond that. It really is fun to watch. Very cool vibe.
Hey, do you mind if I bring someone in here? I want Savannah to get a little word. I want Savannah Grace Harris to come in here and grace us with her wisdom and now, how many cruises have you done, Savannah?
I hate to say, I've only done one cruise before this.
That was the only one you did?
Yeah, so I'm really excited about being on this one. It's gonna be a blast.
And you were, like I mentioned earlier, when K-Wash and Hutch gave that impromptu drum clinic, it was such a thrill not to just learn so much about the drums, but to watch you and who else was in that room? So many drummers.
Kush Abadi was there. Jason Brown was there. There were some other basses there too. Sullivan was in the room. Barry Stevenson was in the room. Ryan Sands was in the room. And it was great. We got to learn a lot of information from the source. And of course, I'm looking forward to being around Carl Allen and being around Greg Hutchinson and soaking up their input. They're playing their wisdom as well. So it's gonna be, it's gonna be a blast. We're gonna have fun.
And McClinty will be there also with the big band. So
it's gonna be crazy.
Oh, we're gonna have a ball, man.
Yeah, cannot wait.
What else, Lewis?
We've had somebody else ask, will we get to meet the artists?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's up to you. All you got to do is find us and walk up to us. I got to admit, the first time I was like, well, how you going to be on a cruise with everybody kind of just like right up on you? That feels like it's going to be uncomfortable. And I remember George Duke, the late, great George Duke, showed me a video of a cruise that he had done, and George Clinton was on it. And I remember thought, George Clinton does cruises? And George and George were just jamming. It looked like they were like on a poolside stage. And I asked George Duke, I said, George, I mean, did y'all get mobbed? I mean, like y'all playing up, y'all play Reach For It and George Clinton jumps on stage and like, weren't there like thousands of people like mobbing y'all? And George Duke said, no, people are cool. They got good home training on these cruises. And so it's great to meet so many of the people on these cruises. So yeah, you can meet any one of us at any time. You can find me at the martini bar, or at the blackjack table, or buying a watch, much to my wife's chagrin. I'm easy to find. All of us are easy to find. Carl Allen's gonna be with me when I look at the watches.
We know you're a watch
guy.
Let's see what else. We had somebody who noticed that the Jazz Cruise and McBride are sailing back to back, and they're interested in whether or not they can stay in the same room for 2 weeks.
Absolutely, and there are discounts for people that go on both. We did that on purpose. International guests who fly in for 2 weeks of this music, and the answer is yes. In fact, there already are a couple hundred guests who are signed up on both, and really makes for a really terrific back to back. I think we looked, and between Christian's cruise and the Jazz cruise, it's 185 jazz musicians, and I don't think anybody is a repeated. Okay, and if there are, there's like one or two. I mean, you're gonna be with the entire jazz community in 2 weeks. You'll be able to pick everybody that you ever wanted to see.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to the great guitarist Dan Wilson. He's going to be joining us. Well, he says he's in the chat, but he can't get in. So I don't know if anybody sees him in the waiting room. He's knocking. We'll shout him out.
20 bands, Alonzo.
Yeah, he heard Alonzo. He was like, wait, I might be on the gig and forgot about it.
There he is.
Look out, there he is.
Hey.
You know I'm clean now.
And on the scene.
What you talking about, brother Dan?
Oh man, I'm just here trying to pass the minimum basic skills test.
So the state will not take us over to complete the task, which you have failed to do.
Educate our children.
I'm sorry, we quote movies all the time.
Oh, okay. So can I make a point with you two guys? A lot of folks don't know that musicians, many of them, are not only very funny, but they do great impressions. And I've seen you two do impressions. I mean, I think that's one thing for folks who've never done a cruise. They're gonna be surprised how funny you guys are. Not just Christian, almost all your friends are.
we just quote Lean on Me all day long.
Yeah, but to the point of where it's like it's not cool or anything. It's almost like concerning. Like my wife thinks that I'm like special needs. And she's like, you and all your jazz friends, like you guys are not neurotypical.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, woman.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Oh, somebody in the chat said, that's what you said, Frank.
Hey, Warren will get in there too.
Oh, really? Oh, Wolf got it too?
Of course,
Oh,
I
yeah.
got many of them.
See, me and Warren, our thing is Rocky 3.
Oh, snap.
Don't turn your back on me, sucker.
Give him that. Hey, woman.
Such an old man ain't got no heart. Oh, we got a whole mess of them.
Sure do.
That might be a good game for the cruise. You know, do like some guest
Movie quotes. Movie quotes. Yeah, no, that's a very good idea. Well, we're going to wrap this up for all the guests. You can book online. You can call the office. It's going to be just amazing. Again, we've been doing this for more than 25 years. We're almost at our 100th sailing, and but I can't remember being more excited about a cruise than we are about this one. And it's because of what you're seeing here on the screen. These guys love each other, and they're talented, and they love the music, and they love nothing more than performing it for an audience that really appreciates it. And that's what I love about the cruises. The people that come on they're there. They are just hungry for that music and for the experience. And Christian, you have any last words of incredible wisdom to share with our guests?
Just I thank you again, Michael, and I thank Mark and Alonzo and all of my friends and musicians, everyone who is coming on this cruise. Just my deepest thanks, and my wife Melissa for always making sure the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no question, by the way, who's in charge of that duo.
I like what one of your guests said. I love what Carrie says here. He said, Christian, this is going to be epic. I think that is the best way to put it. You know, we've watched what you have curated across the country and the world, and now to get 7 days with all these musicians, it is going to be epic. I know I can't wait, and to partake in the special sauce of what you've got cooking over there for all of our guests. Michael, we're going to have a good time.
Hey,
thanks, everybody.
Can we get Alonzo to get a last word in?
Where is he?
They were unmuted. Yeah, well, as I tell everyone, when it comes to the cruises, I'm the fan with the best seat in the house because I get to hang out with the musicians and all of them. Now, when it comes to their ideas of humor, don't worry, I'll protect you. You don't need to listen to Christian and Warren quote movies that are older than Christian Sands. We ain't got time for trying to figure out what movies you guys watch when you're alone on the road. We got other things to do. So how about you guys focus on music? George and I'll handle the laughs, all right? You laugh with each other over things that really aren't funny at all. To all the fans, let me tell you something. Their bar on what is funny couldn't be any lower, all right? If we were to play Limbo, like this was a 1957 cruise, we would use their humor as the low bar you have to step on. No, we're going to protect you from that. Somebody quoting Clubber Lang from a Rocky III movie. Really? That's what you got? That's what I'm up against? Clubber Lang? Come on now. People, come on the cruise for the music. The comedy will just be a little spice we'll put on the ends for you so you can have some fun. And I promise we will protect you from Clubber Lang. Clubber Lang? Really? Christian, Christian said, looking at me like, I gotta Google what you talk. I don't know what you're talking about. What year was that? You don't know? You don't know what we're talking about?
Thanks, everybody. And if you have any questions, call us at the office. And go to the website, which is McBride's World at Sea, and you'll see all the information that you need. But again, we are here 5 days a week, 9 to 5 Central Time, to answer questions. Thanks again, everybody.